So it's getting crazy out there, guys. Companies are laying off a bunch of people. Layoffs are piling up right now. We saw Intel recently said they're laying off 21,000 people. We know a lot of the big tech companies have been laying off people, and people in different industries are getting laid off right now. And the tariff situation, the trade war between the U.S. and China, is only increasing uncertainty and casting doubts on the guidance of where businesses are going, right? So if businesses can't really forecast as well as they were able to a couple of months ago what their revenue is going to be, what their profits are going to be, if they're seeing, oh crap, we're going to take a hit in profit, oh, we're going to take a hit in this or that, they're going to start laying off more people. People are already getting laid off because of the uncertainty for the future with tariffs, with these businesses. What's going to happen? Will it take a hit to my profits, right? People are already getting laid off. Will it get worse? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Today, we're diving into a serious topic that's making waves. Mass layoffs coming from general partners or GPs. What's behind it? Who's being impacted? And what does it mean for the industry as a whole? We'll break it all down for you. But before we jump in, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with all our latest insights and analysis. Your support keeps this channel going.
Have you ever felt this after a layoff? I really love my job, but they just didn't love me. Did you know employers just don't care about you? They don't care about you, but you put your heart and soul in your job and they just cut you off. Then if you're like me, over the age of 50, you have to decide what to do. You know you're not going to get the job that you were making the big bucks at because businesses are going to hire you at small amount of money. That's when I found the system. I found the system that allowed me to create a business online. It gave me a program that I could follow. It gave me a blueprint that I could walk through step by step. It gave me confidence to know that I can have a business online, pay no monthly expenses, made a one-time little investment, and I get 100% profit. I don't have to cold call anyone. I don't have to bug my friends and family. I don't have to have priorities. I don't have to do any of that because the business came with an automated system, which they show you how to set up and run. And then it comes with automations to take your customers on a journey. That's really exciting. That's what I love about having my own online business. Now I'm working smarter because I work less for better pay. I don't have to settle anymore. I am doing what I love, and I want that for you. So if you have been laid off and you're over the age of 50, quit working harder and start working smarter. Put ready in the comments, and I'll happily share the details with you.
Day one, laid off, no job. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I feel like I don't know how to put one foot in front of the other. Like I don't even know. I've worked at this job for 17 years. Like 17 years. What do I do now? Like I guess I got to put together a resume. I guess I got to go on some interviews, but it's like day one. It's fresh, it's real, it's raw. It's I cannot even believe what just happened. Like I really thought that if you work hard and do the right thing, that these things don't happen, and you give your time, energy, effort, your heart, your soul to the man, and they throw you out like the garbage. And it's pretty humbling, it's pretty humiliating, it's pretty awful, actually. I don't even really know how I feel. It's like I feel like this tragedy just happened, but at the same time I can't even believe it. So yeah, if you've been in this situation, like what do you do? I'm on day one, and I don't know what to do.
So yesterday I was laid off for my job, my very cushy, very nice trucking job. And that's all good. I got 2 interviews. I'm on my way to one right now. They're both better paying jobs. One of them is even closer to my house. But that's actually not what I want to talk about. Yesterday, while I was on that phone call, one of the drivers that was getting laid off, he said, "Hey guys, so you request a 2 weeks notice from us when we're going to leave. In fact, last year I did give you a 2 weeks notice. I decided to leave. I found a better job and I put in my 2 weeks and you guys talked me out of it. You said, no, we're going to give you a raise, which you did. But I would be in a much better job right now. But you can't be bothered to give us a 2 weeks notice. Hey, you're about to lose your income. We have to give you, a multi-billion-dollar company, 2 weeks to find our replacement. But you can't be bothered to give us the same courtesy." The boss said, "This is not a decision leadership makes lightly." And the driver said, "That's not what I'm asking you." Then he said, "There's not much more I can tell you. I'm sorry things are the way they are." And that was that. Let this be a reminder that you can be as loyal as a dog to a company. And when they decide to let go of you for whatever reason, they're moving on. And there's nothing you can do about that. And also, we're done giving 2 weeks notices. Courtesy is a two-way street. And if I can't expect that from you, don't expect it from me. Have a great one.
So I got laid off from my job out of nowhere yesterday in the middle of my shift. It was a normal day. I was working, and then suddenly my function lead sends a message in chat, in the Teams chat, and says, "Hey, mandatory meeting in 15 minutes." And I was like, that's weird, but we've had meetings before. So as I log into the meeting and I'm waiting, I noticed that they started logging us out of like all of our work stuff. And as soon as I saw that, my heart sank because I kind of figured I knew what was next. So this bald man that I've never seen in my life hops on the call and tells us like, "Hey, thank you for joining. Very saddened to say, but we are, restructuring, blah, 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 and everyone is laid off effective immediately." It was like almost 200 people. And we literally were told, like, that's it, you're done. Like, we didn't have to work for the rest of the day. Luckily, we're getting paid till Friday, but it was just like that, like literally nothing, no warning, no nothing. And I've been laid off twice before, but it was easy for me to guess that it was coming. Like I kind of saw it coming. The first time was during COVID, so it makes sense because a lot of people got laid off during COVID. And then the time before that, I worked for a small business, and I started to see them kind of start to lose business and stuff like that. Our checks were bouncing, so I figured we were gonna get laid off soon. So this was the first time I've been laid off and just completely shocked. I was self-employed for 5 years before this job. I've been with them for 8 months. But my small business is not doing well right now. It hasn't been doing well for about 1.5 years. And I got this job for security, to have income and to kind of just supplement my income until I build my business back up to where I need it to be, or figure out what's next for my business. So I'm very calm right now, but I've been crying a lot. I've been just stressed trying to figure out what to do next. I don't know if I qualify for unemployment because I have a small business, and because I was only working with them for 8 months. And before this, I was fully self-employed for 5 years. And unfortunately, there's no unemployment for self-employed people when things stop working out. So I'm trying my best to not go into straight survival mode and just start, doing things erratically. I really just want to take today to kind of just think about everything, and hopefully I make the right choices going forward. I've seen this happen to people on TikTok where they get laid off out of nowhere, and it does feel worse than what I imagined because you just don't expect it, and it happens. And no matter why you're working for a reason, and it just sucks knowing that security is gone for me now. So day one, being unemployed. We'll see what's next.
I saw that Intel made a recent announcement that they were doing a RIF, a reduction in force, of about 20% of its workforce. Its workforce is 109,000 people, in-person staff. So that is roughly 21,000 jobs. I also saw that UPS plans to cut about 20,000 employees. I know this is kind of old news, but that's going to be one of the largest in U.S. history. So then I decided to hop over to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics to see where we're standing so far this year. It looks like 1.8 million people were laid off or discharged in February 2025 alone. That brings us to 3.5 million layoffs and discharges in 2025 so far. That's pretty big. So far, just January and February is what the data has been reported. Layoffs and discharges total 3.5 million, and that is 2.7% higher than the same period in 2024. In February 25, that data that I had given, so the 1.5 million, that looks like that stands for about 1.1% of all employed people. That's huge. So when I dig a little bit deeper, the layoff and discharge rate was highest in the professional services industry in February. Second to that was construction, and then information, leisure and hospitality, retail, trade, transportation and utilities, manufacturing, wholesale trade, financial activities, education and health services, mining and logging, and then government. So again, a lot of us think that all of this is happening in the government sector right now, but it's not. It's happening a ton in the private and public sector as well. And so just something to think about. And if you're an employer and you're thinking about doing this, I come alongside organizations and help them determine who should be RIFed and at what frequency, and make sure that it's set up appropriately so that you're legally protected and then employees that are impacted are taken care of. So reach out. I've got an HR firm, Salt and Light Advisors, and we're happy to help.
So I was part of a mass layoff, and today was my last day of work. And yeah, I don't really know what to do with layoffs. Like, I'm not experienced in them. I don't think anyone is. And it's been a really weird day today. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I just did a workout, and now I'm putting together my dinner. I did feel like I was expecting this, and I had like warning, so I feel really lucky for that because I have already started my job search and I have 4 months of severance, so I have a little cushion time. But with the way the economy is going, I'm actually super nervous about finding a job. I think what scares me the most is I actually bought my own place a couple years ago, and I can't make my mortgage payments with EI, so I know I have a definitive timeline to find a job, and I'm terrified, if I'm being quite honest. The other thing that I'm super nervous about is being able to afford my food, because gluten-free food is more expensive than average food. I'm also very lucky that I have the support of my family if I need anything, but I also know that my parents are old and they're retired, so leaning on them for support isn't the right thing to be doing right now. I also think I felt a lot of shame when I found out I was losing my job. And it literally was nothing based on performance, but I still felt like I'd done something wrong and I was to blame. I've gotten past that now, and I know that it's just how the workforce is, but definitely something hard to get past. I know that a lot of people are going through this right now. Layoffs are crazy, left, right, and center in North America right now, and it's just really sad to see with inflation, people losing their jobs and not being able to afford to put food on the table for their families. And so just know you're not alone. We're all going through this, and we can lean on each other for support, because this is a really, really weird time, and I feel like no one's talking about it.
My role got pretty rocked this week because I got laid off from my corporate job after working there for nearly 6 years. So I wanted to tell you some of the story because it's kind of ironic, but also I just want to share how I'm feeling about everything and what's next. My team was terminated due to budget cuts on April Fool's Day. At the time, several other projects were being terminated as well, and in all of that chaos, apparently ours was accidentally terminated. So 15 minutes later, we were reinstated while the project figured out what they wanted to do. Talk about a sick joke. All we were told is to just keep working as best we could, and then more information will be coming as soon as possible. Flash forward to this week, the project did ultimately decide to terminate, and since there wasn't another project for me to hop onto, my role was terminated as well. I'm obviously bummed about losing my job. I loved my teammates and I loved my manager, and I really did value the work that we were doing. But aside from the initial shock and disappointment, really I'm just very grateful for this community that I built online, and honestly humbled by the sheer number of people who are either going through this right now or have dealt with a layoff in the past. I feel very privileged to have my social media career and my community, so it's hard for me to feel bad for myself when I know that there are so many people out there, including people I work directly with, who are going through it much worse than I am. I truly believe that this is forcing me to step out of my comfort zone and look at new opportunities that I absolutely would not have looked at if I wasn't in this situation. As for what's next, to be honest, I'm not fully sure yet, but what I do know is that I'm going to be fine, and I'm definitely going to keep documenting documenting my journey with you all. And hey, maybe I'll finally have time to write that novel I've been teasing for so long. I do want to thank all of you for the love and support over the years, and especially those who went out of their way to send me a kind and encouraging comment or DM yesterday. I've always said that my little corner of the internet is the most kind and supportive out there. And right now, I'm choosing to find the silver lining and make the most out of a not so great situation. So strap in, folks, and follow along because there is a lot more coming. Love you. Bye.
Let's talk about the mass layoffs sweeping across America, because the impact is deeper, more frustrating, and more personal than what the headlines show. We're not just seeing job cuts. We're seeing lives disrupted, families forced to make impossible decisions, people who gave years, even decades, to a company suddenly treated like they're disposable. It's more than a paycheck. It's identity, security, and hope for the future, all torn away in a corporate memo or a cold Zoom call. And what's even more frustrating, often, these layoffs happen while companies are posting record profits, or executives are getting bonuses. There's a growing disconnect between leadership and labor, and everyday people are paying the price. We see the emotional toll, the anxiety, the depression, the fear of the unknown. And for many, it's not just about losing a job. It's about losing confidence in a system that's supposed to reward hard work and loyalty. This isn't just statistics, this is real life. And it's time we talk about it honestly and demand better. If this message resonates with you, help us spread the word. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.